Hey guys, it's me, Liz from Liz Does Flosstube. Remember me? It's been quite a while. It's been like 2 months. I think it was Easter, the day before Easter, the last time I filmed, and it is now July 12th. So, May, June. Yeah, it's been like 3 months. Sorry. Not really any reason. It's just every time I would film, I would think of, you know, I'll just wait until next time and combine the videos so it'll be a longer video, and then it ended up just being nothing. And I wouldn't upload. So I have quite a pile of things I have stitched since the last time I filmed. I will insert a picture of that Spring Blooms because I did finish it and give it to my mom for Mother's Day, and it is even fully finished. It is framed. So I will get a picture of that to show you guys. So this video is gonna be like my regular floss tube, and then afterwards I'm gonna take a break, and then I'm just gonna do a mid-year whip parade and show all my whips that I have. I've retired quite a few. There's just been some where it's just like, nah, don't want to do it, or I want to do it different. My official first 2 cross stitches that I ever did, or first 2 counted cross stitches I ever did, I'm gonna do them over. It's just they're on 14 count. The coverage is not great with the floss, so I'm close to a finish on one of them, I think, but it's just like it doesn't look good because you can see the fabric through it. So I'm gonna start it over on my preferred stuff, which is 18 count. Not much of a life update. Maggie finished preschool and she will be going to kindergarten again. She now has been put on ADHD medication, which has helped a lot. She is now, since we were having all the poopy problems, she now has to take 1 little cube of X-Lax every day to keep her not having more of a schedule. And she's been doing really good. She had a couple accidents yesterday, but I think it was she hadn't gone the day before, so we gave her a little extra X-Lax, and I think it just did a little too good of a job. But all in all, everything's fine. My Jeep would not start this morning, so I had to call off work. I don't think it's the battery. I think it's something else, and that's a little scary. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. I thought maybe it was like my key, because my key is not OEM, so I took my OEM key out there and it won't start. So okay, other than that, lots of cross stitching. I can stitch off and on all day. I play bingo on my phone, solitaire, and then I downloaded Merge Mansion, and I've been obsessed with that one. And Maggie and she really likes these stick dog books, so when she gets in a mood where she'll she wants to read these, I can finish the book in like 3 nights, because we read like 2 or 3 chapters a night to finish it. So we're on one more night, we'll finish this one, and I have to go get the next couple books from the library. But if you have kids, they're so silly and they're just hilarious. I crack up. Like, the dogs are just so silly. And then there's like pictures, and sometimes the pictures are funny. Like, here's the dog slurping spaghetti. Yeah. Okay, well, on with the floss tube. Now that we're 5 minutes in and I haven't even done anything. So like I said, I'm gonna do quick floss tube, show all the things I've worked on since last time, and then I'm going to take a break. I don't know what we'll do. It's only 3:30. And then I'll do a full wood parade with the rest of my stuff. And then I'll show you my new floss thing that I'm working with, and yeah. Okay, so here we go. First things first, I have been using Good Notes, and I've been using this cross stitch planner. Where's the cover? Oh, it's Creatively Crafting. You can get like a bound version of this where they print it and bind it for you, or you can buy like the PDF so you can print it yourself, or you can get the digital version that goes into a note-taking app or whatever. So I use Good Notes. So this is what I've been using, and it's pretty fun. I've changed, you know, what I do. Each month comes with a little mini pattern, and then there's like little challenges. You can join the group, I guess, on Facebook maybe. I haven't joined the group. You can keep track of trying to get 6,000 stitches or 4,000 stitches. And then they have like bingo board. And then so when I started, I started in May. I was writing which project I worked on and how much I stitched on it that day, like how many stitches I did. But now, and then same thing for June. I would write what I started or what I stitched on that day and how many I stitched. Just, I like to know how much I stitched in one day. But this month I decided to make it extra cool. I am also taking a picture every day at the end of the day, so I can see the progress. Like this beach one, I stitched these days. So I thought that'd be kind of an extra little thing. So I've stitched like a lot. I've stitched every day this month. The July 1st I didn't stitch, but I was getting floss ready and stuff for projects I was starting. So I didn't stitch, but I was working on cross stitch all day anyway. And then I think the 2nd, I think I was, oh, we went to the in-laws house. So I don't think, I might have stitched and I just didn't write down what I stitched on. So let's see. Like I said, I have a huge pile. I've decided that for my smaller projects, the Q-snaps work better for me. And then the bigger things still are good on scroll frames. But it's just easier to sit on the couch. Really, I did it just for when we went to Florida, because we did get to go to Florida. We were only there for like a week, but I got to go down to Florida. Me and Maggie got to go down, see my dad and stepmom. And I brought a few projects, and I just brought Q-snaps because I figured they'd be easy enough to take apart, to get smaller, to fit in the bag, like the suitcase or the carry-on. So, and then I have some that are like ones I'm working on, but I have them off their Q-snaps. So let's see. Here's an oldie but a goodie. This is one of the last things I stitched, and it had just been so long since I stitched it that I'm like, it's pretty close to a finish. So if I sit down, I could probably finish this in maybe 4 or 5 more days. But this is my Hufflepuff crest. Here is where it was the last time you guys saw it. And here is where I got the one day I stitched. This is probably the most I've stitched on anything in a long time. One project, 723 stitches one day. But I got this whole corner done. So this behind the badger was all empty, and then a lot of the frame was empty. So I finished the whole frame and filled in that whole background. So next time I pick it up, I'll fill in this side and the little bit that's not filled on out around the puff. So that would probably be one more day, and then I'd give myself one day for that and that, you know, so maybe 3-4 days. But I figured I've had it for so long, and it's really not that big, and it's only a few colors. So that's my Hufflepuff. And this one, I'm pretty sure I worked on this at some point in the past couple months, because I was also trying to figure out if I really wanted this red. This is my Myths and Legends. I call it that because it is the Stitchy Box Silks of Myth and Legend. They're all named after, you know, gods. So I am almost to the bottom. I'm almost done with this part. Once I finish this row, this whole half will be done, and then I have, I think, 2 rows at the top. But, so here's where it was before. And here is where I'm at, and what I've decided. I'm trying to figure out, okay, here's where I'm at. So I think, since I've showed you, I think I've finished this orange row, and I started these red ones. So this is Dionysus Wine, right? That's to me to show, yeah, Dionysus Wine. Well, it's not very variegated. So I was like, I'm gonna see if one of the other ones I have would look better. Plus, it's just, I don't know. So this is one of the other colors I have. I think this is Poseidon's Wave. So I'm gonna switch to this Poseidon's Wave. So I'm gonna take these 2 out and do it in this blue and white, because I think it'll, because it's also red. I don't know. Maybe I'll just take that out and just do the red and just be done with it. Who knows? But I do love this. And it's from, it's like Stitchy Mom. I can't think of what it's called. It's got some crazy name that doesn't really, it's like Summer Patchwork Sampler something. But I call it Myths and Legends because I am using the silks of Myth and Legend. So I have done some changes on some of these blocks because they were just too similar. Like the whole thing, there's not really any doubles. But then when you get to this row, they were doubles. And I'm like, why? Why are we doubling now when we haven't done it the whole time? Like there was, in this row, there's 2 of these hearts. There's 1 on each end. They were the same. So I'm switching them up. And then this one, these 2 were the same. So I switched them up a little bit. So I was just like, nope, we're not going to have it all be the same at the bottom when the rest of it isn't doubled. So I've done a little extra work on that one. And then this is like my big mandala collage kind of thing. So in the middle, I've got my mandala scarab. He's like in the middle of this piece, and then I've got like 4 mandalas that I'm putting around him. Or 3 mandalas? 3 or 4, I can't remember. So I started working on the one that's in the one corner, but I haven't done much. So I think the last time you just saw a little bit of the black. I'm not even gonna bother putting up a picture. So here's what I got done, and I don't even know when I did this. So I had like a little bit of this black. Well, I did one more strand of black, and then I did one strand of this green and a little bit of this pink. I don't have all the colors for this one yet, so I was like, oh, I'll just start in the corner and just do like what I can do. Well, I don't have enough of the colors to even do much, so. But it's a cool idea, and I really do want to do it. I just haven't got around to finding the colors, but I did sort through all my colors. I've done that for like the past few days for hours. It's really hot. Did I finish my drink? Yes, I did. Sorry, that was loud. That I'll save for last. This, I know in the last video I talked about kitting it up, and I am obsessed with this one. I have stitched on this so many days. 2 days this month, and I don't know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like 11 days last month. And that wasn't a new start, so I must have started that in May. Yeah, I've worked on this for like 14 or 15 days. But this one is really awesome. I have the paper for it. Right here, the cover page. So this, I just call it the Kawaii Dragon. It's from Yummy Bunny on Etsy. She has a couple patterns like this. She has this, and then she has a lucky cat. And then she's got some that are really cute, but they're just not my style. But this is the Kawaii Dragon. So that's what he's gonna look like. I like it because it's cherry blossoms and a really cute little colorful dragon. Well, this is how far I've gotten, and he is amazing. So he's really cool. And then I'm really proud of myself. I have been determined to not have any knots in the back. Like sometimes you get a knot that you just can't get out, so you end up just kind of stitching over it to keep it flat. I think I've only had one time where there was a loop and I didn't see it until I was pretty far along. But so my back is even pretty cool on this one. And I figure all these jumps, it doesn't matter because it is full coverage. That'll all get stitched over. As long as I do the ones that have a tiny bit of stitches first, like these little speckles. And then when I do the one with the most number, like the biggest number last, it covers up all those little jumps. So that's what keeps it nice and flat. So there we go. He is really fun to work on. And see, now I've picked it up and now I want to stitch on it again. Oh well. On to the next. High Street. Oh, I have to take that out of the thingy. This I have to take out of the thingy. Okay, so this is the 12 Birdhouses by Jardin Privé. And I have a page finish on this one. So this this was a new start for you guys. You haven't seen this one, but this is how far I got. I did not like, so it's basically there's 12 birdhouses, one for each month. So January, February, March. I didn't like the March one because it was like a brown derby hat, and then it was like, I think it was supposed to be a cactus. I don't know. So I turned it into a leprechaun hat and a rainbow. And then there's some goldish color, like the buckle I did. I went around the hole to make it look like gold. And then I stopped and picked up something else. But this one's nice. I like this one. Their style is, I love their style. And then, do I have, no, I don't have it on that one. I was going to say I could show you what I talked about the last time. I'll show you with the next one. I think I have it on the next one. So, like I said, I've found that the Q-snaps are really good for me for these little projects. It wouldn't be good for big ones because there's so much, when there's a whole lot of fabric, it's hard to mess with. But, I'll show you these because they're not on anything. So this one is my Blue Mood sampler is what it's called. But I'm using my Baldani silks that I got to do the modern folk embroidery, the Hope. Well, I decided I don't want to do that. So I'm doing the Blue Mood sampler, which is this, but I'm using Baldani silk number 039 and 086. So it's a purple and a green. So at first you're like, oh, that doesn't look very much like it matters that it's silk when it's just the green, but when you get that purple in there, it pops. And then this was what I had originally started the birdhouses on, and then I realized it just wasn't showing up. So, sorry, got distracted. Okay, so the next thing I have is also new since last time, is the Firefly Shiny. And this is what it looks like when it's done. And this is how far I got. I got this fabric, it's Fabric Flare. I got this fabric specifically for this project and my Spring Dragons. So this is how far I got on Shiny. So this is like the outside, and then Serenity's in the middle, and it says Shiny. And it's all different colors of blue. And this is one of my favorite needle minders. It's a giant googly eye that I found on the ground, and I turned it into a needle minder. So I got this space fabric just for this. And now oh no, no you don't. Magnets are sticking together. Okay, so that goes like that, and that goes like that. Okay, and then this one I started, and it's so much confetti, I don't know if I'm going to do it. So, I only have a little start on it, so I don't really know. I just don't. This is a piece of fabric I dyed myself. And I don't like particularly stitching on it. Well, it's not that. It's, I don't know. But this is my tiny start on the Millennium Falcon. And here is what this one looks like when it's done. And this is the puny little start I got. Focus. Okay, so like this is the one side of the falcon, and then these are like stars. And I think it would look really good on this fabric, but it's so much confetti. So I just don't know if I would enjoy actually stitching it. And then this one is Wednesday Plays Cello. And this is how far I got since the last time you guys have seen it. So she's looking pretty good. So here's where it was last time. And here is where I've gotten to. So her head is all the way done. That hand is, I think, done. This is the middle of the window of the spider web. So this far over will be the colors. So she looks pretty cool, but it's so much filling in with that blue color. So I took her off so I could use her Q-snap, and then I just haven't picked her back up. So that's that. That's all the ones in that little pouch. So like when we did go to Florida, I brought the Firefly, I brought the Kawaii Dragon, and High Street, Little Dove's High Street. I think I only stitched on the dragon and the beach. So here is Little Dove's High Street. I've got one of the houses done. I managed to get it done in like 2 weeks, so I figure each one I can do in about a month. There's 6 houses, or 6 buildings. So this is what it looks like when it's done. And this is how far I am. I finished the flower shop. I had to make a little bit of adjustments. I had to fill in my windows because it didn't look right with them not filled in. They're supposed to be open. So I had to like backstitch so you could see the white. And then I backstitched around the bird. So this one's really nice. I like this one. I have a couple of her patterns actually, and I like them. I have not started the other one. The other one I have is, it's called like Fun at the Fair, and it's really cute. Oh, here's one we can show you. So I was saying, you know, most people, I said in the last video, most people for their Q-snaps, they use like the felt to make it so you can get your fabric tighter, but it also won't squish your stitches. Well, sometimes it's like you still, with the felt, it just slips too. And I found that like the athletic tape that you use to like, or like bandage tape, the fabric tape that you put on bandages, is perfect. So I just put it inside the Q-snap clip. So I kind of like cut the length I need, and then I like fold it in half and then hold it down and then unfold it with my fingers. And that makes it so it'll grip the fabric, so I can get the tightness that I like and it doesn't slip. But so that's High Street, and then that's my little Q-snap trick. And then this is how far I got on the next building. This one, it's it says something about wine, fine wines or something, and it's a big yellow building. And then this one, I have waited 2 years to start. I got this after we came back from Florida the last time, and I said I wasn't going to start it until we could go back to Florida. I wasn't going to stitch it until we got to Florida, or the airport to go to Florida. So we went to Florida, and I finally was able to start it. So I got this fabric just for it. It looks like my regular stuff, like this is the stuff I usually use, but this one's a little bit darker. Let's see if we can get so you can see. So like this is the stuff I usually use from Amazon, and then this is this one. It's just a little bit darker. This one's from Hobby Lobby. It's in like the Artiste packs. I think it was just called Rustic, but I thought it looked like the sand. So this is my On the Beach by Stitch Rhoda. So here's what it looks like when it's done. And here is how far I got. So the only thing I stitched while we were down in Florida was this one, because I was like, I kind of don't know if I want to finish it. I don't really like it. I don't know. But then so I was like, maybe I'll just finish. I think I didn't finish the umbrella. I missed this. I didn't have this yellow in. So I'm like, maybe I'll just finish that and just frame that. And then I put in Venice, Florida. And then I'm like, I'm just gonna keep going and see how I like it. And I like it, so I'm gonna keep going. So I think it was worth waiting 2 years for, I hope. This one I keep the grime guard on, not to keep the fabric clean, but just because it's a little scratchy. And when I go, I scratch my arm with the fabric. And these are just dollar store steering wheel covers for grime guards. And I usually only use them if the fabric is like sticking out like this, because it helps hold it back. But this one I just have because it was scratching my arm. And then this one I just started today. Let's see. I don't know if I didn't, because I watched the video. This is a new start since last time. This is a unconventional X stitch. It's called Full Peas Sol, S-O-L. This one I have had in my wish list for a very long time, and I just put it off and put it off. And I finally was like, I really want to do it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna get the pattern, and then I'll see what all I need. There was a reason I kind of put it off. It has 90 colors. So it's a lot. That's quite an investment. I mean, you pay for the pattern, and then you gotta pay for 90 colors. I had about half of them, either in my stash or in other projects that I could pick from. And then, no, I had probably about a third of them. And then, like, when I decided I was going to start, I'm like, well, I'll just get the colors that I need for the corner, because I'm not going to get very far. Well, that corner had like 20 colors. So this is what it looks like when it's done. And this is how far I got in a few days. So let's see. There we go. So I'm using the Royal Rose method on it. Except it's a little bit different because anything inside this little outline here is working down because, you know, you're gonna keep going. But this stuff that's up here, it's not really down here. So it's like I'm having to Royal Rose this way at the top. So, but it's really pretty and I'm really excited. But it is massive. So I don't think I'll ever finish it. But at least it's something. And then this one, I literally just started last night. So I only have last night and a little bit today. And this one is for Maggie's room. And I will show you what this one looks like. Let's see. Because this one, there's two of them that I'm going to do together. So this is this one, and it's Vlada X Stitch. So this is this one. And then there's another one that I'm going to do for the other side. So like this branch connects to the monkey branch on the other one. So I'm going to do both of them together to make a longer piece. But I am changing the colors. That's what we're going to do, because that way I don't have to constantly do that. So I didn't particularly like these darker colors for the letters. So I've changed up some of the colors, but all in all, I think it's going to look great. Why is that looking black? Oh, because it was black. Okay. And then I decided the little alphabet I was going to do in the blue. Well, I switched it up, apparently. Oh well. So I switched up some of the colors so it would be a little bit brighter. So this is how far I got just in last night and a little bit today. It's the lovely little toucan. So like some of the alphabet was black, and then like his beak, his eye, and apparently his wing and tail were black. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of black. So I didn't like the alphabet being black, like part of those letters. So I wanted those to be like blue, like a pretty blue. So I picked this blue. And then I thought, well, that looks kind of cool. So that's what I did. I wanted him to be a little more colorful too, so that's how far I got. I'm trying a different gridding method with this one, where I just made dots where the squares intersect. I'm trying to find ways that are a little bit less weird looking. I don't know. So that is it. That's all I've got for my Flosstube part. And then I have haul, but not. So really, the only thing of haul that involves cross stitch, I think, other than the thing that I already put in my suitcase for next time. Man, packing for that trip was something. Since we're only going for a week, we only got carry-on instead of like a suitcase. Like you have to pay for them. Like that's how we use Allegiant. That's how they keep their costs down. You have to pay for pretty much everything. So like the bundle that we got last time, that Terry, my stepmom, got us last time, was since it was a 2-week trip, she paid for one suitcase. Well, this time it was only a week-long trip, so she only paid for carry-on. So I had to like figure out how to get everything in a carry-on and 2 personal bags, which can be like a large purse or a small backpack. So I bought some stuff for that. So I got for my cross stitch stuff, I found I don't know, I found like a makeup bag, I think, to keep everything together. And now this time I happened to be at a thrift store after we got back, and I'm like, I'm gonna get that for next time. It's a Vera Bradley, like one of those hanging toiletry bags where it's got the different pockets. I think that'll work great for cross stitch. But while we were down there, I have been on the lookout, and I finally got myself the glass flower frog for my scissors. So I just put this on next to my little stitching spot, and then I can put my scissors, and it holds them up so I can grab them easier. I was using like the magnet on my tin that I made to hold them so they don't fall, but then, you know, you go reach for them and you gotta pick them up off the magnet. So this is very nice. It's just a plain one, nothing special. Like I said, I've just been on the lookout for one. So I got that. And other than some patterns and floss, I got a bunch of these guys, although they're not up here. So this is just a random one. These floss cards from Amazon. I have, I think, 2 different kinds now. I've got this kind that has like the hexagon shapes. Wait, yeah, hexagon shapes. And then I've got these that have like teardrop shapes. Oh, that's not far enough over this one. And I found there are 20 holes. I've found that you can get 2 colors per hole. So each of these can hold 40 colors. So this blob here unconventional X. That's this guy. So it's got 40, 40, and then like 9 more. Or 10 more or something. Because it needs so many colors. And then I've only stitched on it a few days and I haven't picked it up since. I should probably pick that up. So I've started figuring if my project has a small amount of colors, I'll use the rings and the keepers. But if it has like more than 20 colors or more than like 15 colors, I'm going to use these because they take up less space. So I also went through and picked out all my floss that is projects that I'm either not doing at the moment, not planning on starting anytime soon, or have decided not to do it all. I went through all that. It took hours. To go through, get all of them off of the Annie's keepers, get them anything that I can, put on the wooden slats, and then I set up on the floss cards, the extras, like anything that I already have in here, but have extras of, are on those. I mean, I worked on that for like 2 days. And finding the right labels to fit in this strip between the holes. I found labels. It's an Avery set of printable labels. They're like 1 1/3 inch by 4 inch, but it's just wide enough. But it takes 2 of them for the whole thing, but you know. So I've done lots of cleaning stuff out because there's just been some stuff where it's like, I'm just not gonna pick it back up. I'm just not interested. I don't want to start it. Like, I have a couple that I still have 3 things that are on 14 count. That's my Big Trouble in Little China, Fifth Element, and my Carolyn Manning, the Bee Bouquet, which was a stitch along that year. And I wanted to keep doing the Carolyn Manning because I got this sparkly fabric for it. But I'd rather restart it. Find 18 count that has sparkles to do it. But whatever. But, the Big Trouble in Little China and everything, they look terrible just because there's no coverage. Like, yeah, I should have used 3 strands of floss, but I didn't know anything. That was my first set of projects, so whatever. So I have 3 things that I'm for sure going to start over. So I kept the floss for those, and then I have a whole bunch that I just took off. I'm like, nope, no point in keeping these. So, and I also transferred some that were on rings in Annie's keepers onto these so I could take up less space on my door. I don't know. Now I'm just jabber-jabbering about organization, I guess. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to edit this, and I'll probably film the like mid-year whip parade tomorrow because I'm home tomorrow too. So I will see you guys in a little bit. I will be in a different outfit next time. Bye.